Hello, my name is Bryony Gutman and I'm a teacher of German and French at Shrewsbury High School. Well, welcome to this module on Vienna and the birth of modernism. The most important thing that we want to get out of it is just enjoyment, discovery, learning something new about really what was an absolutely fascinating time. I was once asked actually at an interview if I could go back in time, what times would I want to go to? I was given three choices, and one of them I just said straight away would be turn of the century Vienna. It just seemed such an exciting time, one in which um, really we were on the cusp of the 20th century. There was this group of young intellectuals, artists, writers, and they really were a submersive power that changed the whole face of art and culture. It was full of contradictions, from political conservatism to social liberalism, multiculturalism on the one hand, to absolutely virulent anti Semitism. The city stood for daring artistic experimentation on the one hand, but also there was this stifling conservatism. Imperial splendour matched with abject poverty. Well, when I was at university in my fourth year, I was very lucky to be able to choose at Bristol University which courses I wanted to take. And I picked this topic called Turn of the Century Vienna. And one of the books that we had to read and study was this absolutely amazing book by Karl Schorske. On the back it says it is a landmark book from one of the truly original scholars of our time, a magnificent revelation of turn of the century Vienna, where out of a crisis of political and social disintegration, so much of modern art and thought was born. As I said, what I really want this to be about is a kind of voyage of discovery. There is the option to produce something. In fact, I will tell you again right at the end, but in the last week, we'll look back at our challenge. And there are various challenges that you can do. One is really just to learn, read, watch, and enjoy learning about this time. When I studied in my third year at Marburg University, we could choose, we were just given this big, massive prospectus, and we could just choose any courses that we wanted to go along to. And when I went to these lectures, I didn't have to write any essays, do anything. So I just went to as many different possible ones as I could. They were running from like 8 in the morning right through till 6 at night. And I just went and I just learned lots and lots, read lots and lots. And I think that was just so valuable. So the first thing, as I say, just read, watch, listen to music about this time. Secondly, is to perhaps get into a small groups. You'll have my email there, so I'll be very happy to discuss stuff with you or with other people taking the course, just to get together, form a group and just chat about something which interests you. If you feel the need to produce something, if that helps you to focus and to have an end product, what I'm asking you to do is perhaps to write an article or a presentation, maybe write an essay. Could be called The Birth of Modernism or Turn of the Century Vienna, Dreams and Nightmares. If then, once you've done that, you could upload them, I could add them to our Padlet, so we'll have this great resource where you can then look at each other's. The fourth option is maybe to imagine yourself as one of the characters in Vienna at that time, to do some creative writing, something which is like a more personal response to the time. Or you might want to just choose to research one particular person or one particular field, whether it be music or a particular composer such as Schoenberg, Mahler, who you'll learn all about in the next few weeks. Or you might be more interested in art and you want to choose to learn just about Klimt or Schiele, and just focus on one person. That's absolutely fine too. The last challenge, and perhaps in a way the most interesting, is the sort of inspiration challenge. Is there something that you can produce, create, inspired by really turn of the century Vienna? Perhaps a piece of music, perhaps a drawing, perhaps a piece of writing, as I said before, something which is like your own personal response. One thing though that I think would be really good is if you can just get yourself a notebook. That might be a digital notebook if you're more digitally minded than me, or it could be a scrapbook. I've got one here which actually is just my recent scrapbook from a fantastic school trip I went on with the sixth form to New York recently. And what I'd love you to do is just jot down really any thoughts. So here I've just added in maps, but also there are little sketches, any kind of pictures, writing about it, any thoughts that came to mind, and just so really that you could look back at this precious time that we're getting, where you can find out about something new, and maybe in 20 years' time, like me, you'll come back to it and say, wow, actually now I want to learn more about it. So maybe keep a notebook. If you like doodling, you like drawing, you might want to draw some sketches. It's up to you. You don't have to do that, but it's just an option. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now, and I would like you to start by going through and finding out about modernism. And most importantly, in this first week, is just to set the historical context. When are we talking about it? What had just been going on before that historically and culturally? And just get ourselves back into 19th century Vienna. So I look forward to speaking to you for our next session. Okay, bye for now.